Good morning, good afternoon, good evening internet, and welcome back to my YouTube channel, Economical Rides. Hi there, so you join me today on the road from Las Menas to Gergál, and as you can probably see in the thumbnail, today I'm going to talk about the new baby Triumphs, the Triumph 400s. So let's go. So as you can see, today we're out on Buddy. I haven't ridden Buddy for about a month. The last time I rode him was just before I left for Germany, and I was 2 weeks in Germany, and then since I've been back from Germany we've had terrible storm winds, so I haven't been out on either bike since I got back. Just the once I went out on normal. Anyway, so yeah, here we are on the road from Las Menas to Gergál, and let's talk a little bit about how I feel about the baby Triumphs, the Triumph 400s, which were recently announced. Well, the Triumph 400s are supposedly coming out in January, and the first question I had when it was clear that they were coming was, how are they going to be priced? So let's talk about the pricing. Well, earlier in the year I did watch some Indian videos where they were testing the Triumph Speed 400, and they said that in India the Triumph Speed 400 actually undercut the chrome versions of the Classic 350, and I thought, well, there's no way they're going to do that for us. But I was quite impressed by that. So basically in India the Speed 400 Triumph is cheaper than the Classic 350 in the chrome versions. So anyway, recently they announced the prices for Europe, and I was right, they haven't managed to undercut the Classic chrome. Over here they're charging for the Speed 400, it's about 5,300 and some odd, and the Classic Chrome is just over 5,000. So they're a few €100 more expensive than the Classic 350 Chrome versions over here, but I still think it's a price where the Triumph Speed 400 represents good value for money, because it's a lot of bike, it seems to be well finished, and it has a fair bit more performance than the Classic 350, so I think it'll be an attractive option for lots of people. So on that front I thought the pricing was pretty competitive, and I think Triumph stand a good chance of selling quite a few of them at that price. The Scrambler I'm not so impressed by. That's coming in at nearly 6,100, just over 6,000. I'm not sure where the €700 of value is, extra value, compared to the Speed 400. I think the Scrambler is a little bit expensive for what it is. I guess it's probably, you have to pay for the look if you like that look. It has to be worth €700 to you. But for me, although I was initially more interested in the Scrambler, since the pricing came out, I actually think that the Speed 400 is probably going to be much better value. So yeah, in terms of pricing, I think Triumph have done well to get near to the Royal Enfield 350 at the entry level on the Speed 400, so that's good news. Obviously it's a really important bike for Triumph, this one, or these two, because it's the entry level into the brand, and they desperately needed an entry-level bike in their range, because even the cheapest bikes are a fair chunk of change, and I think for people returning to motorcycling that have been away from it for a while, they don't necessarily want to spend 10 grand on a full fat nice Triumph just to find out if they still enjoy motorcycling. So I think a lot of people do look at Royal Enfields as a return to biking, just because they know, well, it's not a lot of money to begin with, and if I don't get on with it I can sell it and I won't lose too much. So I think Triumph now will have something similar, so people returning to biking have got a chance to get into the Triumph brand without spending a fortune. And obviously I think these bikes are predominantly aimed at younger customers who again probably don't have the disposable income to be financing a 10 grand plus motorcycle from Triumph. So for them this is a nice entry level, 5 or 6 grand and you're on a brand new Triumph. So I think it will work as a tool to get young people onto Triumphs, and then hopefully once their disposable income improves they'll be happy enough with the brand that they decide to buy a bigger Triumph. So I think that's the plan, not only to sell more bikes in general by selling small bikes, but they should also sell more of the larger bikes, because I think a lot of people that start off on a 400, if they have a positive experience with the brand, they'll probably upgrade to something a bit bigger later on, also from Triumph. So yeah, it could be really good for the development of their business. So I hope these bikes prove successful. I think they probably will do. One of the interesting things about the 400s as well, which might be of particular interest to Royal Enfield owners, is that the Triumphs have 12-month service intervals, or 10,000 miles, or 16,000 kilometres. So rather than the 6-month intervals that we have with the Royal Enfields, with the Triumphs you're down to just one service per year to keep the warranty going, so that's good. And the warranty itself, I believe the Triumph warranty is 4 or possibly 5 years. It's certainly longer than the 3 years you get with Royal Enfield. So again, that's another argument that makes Triumph very appealing. So I've watched a few Indian reviews of the Triumph 400s, and yeah, overwhelmingly positive really. The quality seems to be very good. Although I did see one video where some guy dropped the Scrambler 400X while he was messing about off-road, and the hand protector snapped off. So yeah, that's not great. I think they're on a Scrambler, they're probably more for show than actual hardcore off-roading. But anyway, yeah, that was interesting. But I think that the finish seems to be very good from everything I've heard. For me, there seems to be a slight question mark over this 400 single-cylinder engine of Triumph's. Every Indian review I've seen has mentioned that they have 2 vibration zones in that engine, one lower down, one higher up. So obviously, depending how the gearing is, you don't want to be in either one of those vibration zones at a speed that you frequently ride at. So hopefully, with it being a 6-speed gearbox, Triumph would have managed to select the gearing so that you're always out of the vibration zone at the sort of speeds that people would tend to sustain for a long time. So I'm thinking like 40 or 50 miles per hour on an A and B road, and then on a motorway 70 miles an hour. I think it would be important that the gearing is set so that at those speeds you're not riding in the vibration zone. So yeah, I'll be interested to see what the European reviewers say about that. Hopefully it's nothing too serious, and it's not something that people will be bothered by when they're actually riding the bikes. So yeah, that's the only question mark for me really, is how this engine shapes up, what people think of it. Other than that, I think they're 2 really attractive options for new riders and riders returning to motorcycling. So we've just passed Cala Alto, it's on our right over there, and we'll continue onwards towards Gergál. And in a moment I should let you know whether I'm considering getting one of the baby Triumphs. So, welcome back. So, would I consider getting one of the baby Triumphs? Well, actually, back when I started the channel, it was always my intention to get one. Because it had already been mentioned that Triumph was working on some smaller entry-level single-cylinder motorcycles, and I thought that could be just a ticket for me, you know, an economical ride, so to speak. But then, unfortunately, the global pandemic happened, and then the global supply crisis happened, and I also believe that Triumph had some issues with the quality that Bajaj were delivering on the bikes as well, so I think that delayed things even further. So basically the launch of these bikes kept getting delayed, and yeah, ideally these bikes would have been launched around the time when I was thinking about buying Norman. If they'd have come out then, I think instead of buying Norman I would have bought a Scrambler, and I would have just taken it on the trails. Maybe it wouldn't have been the best bike for the job, but I would have done it anyway, just for the heck of it. But as we are currently, really, I've got the two bikes that I need. I've got Buddy here, who's going nowhere because he's still excellent. So Buddy's my bike for enjoying on the roads. And I've got Norman, obviously, for the trail riding predominantly. And he's only 7 months old now, so it's not really an option to swap Norman for a Triumph. And to be honest, I don't really want to. I think I've got a lot of adventures to have with Norman still. So for me, the way that it's worked out with the timing of the launch of these bikes in January, it's too soon for me to consider swapping either one of the bikes at the moment, because I like them both. So unfortunately, I won't be getting one, because the timing isn't right for me, but I will definitely try to get a go on one. As you know, it's not easy for me to get access to demo bikes out here, because Spanish dealers tend not to have them at all. But if I can find one that's not too far away, I'd be very interested to have a go on the Triumph 400, most definitely. So there you go. That's how I feel about the Triumph 400s. And yeah, I think they're most likely going to be brilliant bikes. Triumph have priced them well. They represent good value in my eyes. And yeah, if circumstances had been different, I would have been very keen to get one. But as it is, I shall leave that to other people. So yeah, thank you very much for watching. I'll just give you a quick heads up on videos that I've got planned. It's good actually, now that the wind's finally subsided, I can start to make plans for videos. I've got about 3 videos that I'd like to make. So those would be, I've set myself a little challenge with Norman, so that'll be a little off-road challenge that I've set myself. There's another new bike coming out which we need to talk about, and after that I think it's probably time for another episode of Other People's Lives. So those videos should be coming up in the next month or so. So if you enjoyed this video, please give me a like. If you haven't subscribed yet, please consider subscribing. I do regular videos, usually one per week. And yeah, click the old notifications bell if you're a Uber fan, and then you'll even receive a notification when I've uploaded a new video. So thank you very much for watching. I look forward to seeing you in the next one. And now I'm off home to get Ruby a sausage. Bye bye. So Ruby, what do you think about the new Triumphs? Rather have a sausage. Well, as luck would have it, I have sausages. Look! Unsponsored sausages. Oh, hang on, what's this? Have you been playing with my Dymo again? Ruby, what's this? Online marketing opportunity. Your name here. Sausage sponsor. Well, I'm not sure about that, but anyway. Daddy's got sausages for you. Sponsor or not. Wait a minute. Oh yeah. Unsponsored sausage. Nice one. Thanks, Dad. Nice sausage.